What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another video. In today's video, we're here to unbox and demo the Epson Home Cinema 2150 projector. Now, there's a few reasons why I love projectors. First, we have cost, and a projector costs significantly less than a TV with a comparable image size. Next, we have space savings. Now, because a projector is relatively small, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, and that means you don't need a huge media center. And the last reason I love projectors is adjustability. Now, again, because this is small, it's easy to move around, and you also have infinite display sizes. Now, if you're interested in this item, you can find it at the Amazon storefront link in the description below. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the unboxing. We have the projector, power cable, remote with included 2 AA batteries, and product information. So let's talk more about the projector. The projector comes in white and weighs about 7.4 pounds. On the front of the projector, you can find an AV mute slide. When it comes to projecting your image on your source, you may find that the image is either projected too low or too high, and that's where the foot release button comes in handy. So if we pull up on it, we can actually prop the projector a little higher up, and that will project our image higher. Or in a situation where our image is projected too high, we can pull that foot release up again and we can lower the image. On the top of the projector, we have more mechanical controls. A zoom ring, which has increased resistance, either increases or decreases the size of the projected image. You can see as I move this slider back and forth, that lens is going to change position. This is what gives you an infinite amount of TV sizes. In front of the zoom ring lever, we have a focus ring lever, and if we move this back and forth, you're going to see it's going to rotate that lens, and this is going to be responsible for sharpening our image. Located behind the zoom ring and the focus ring, we have the keystone slider. Now, this is going to be important if you're projecting on your surface at an angle. What that means is you're going to end up with an image that looks angled. So in order to straighten it up, we would use this slider here. Located between the keystone slider and the ring adjustments, we have a lens shift dial. Rotating the lens shift dial adjusts the lens slightly. In fact, it's so slight that it's hard to tell in the video here, but if you look closely, you might see some adjustment. Located on the top rear of the projector, there are buttons here that are also featured on the remote that I don't really use too often, but there are 2 buttons that are helpful. So just like the keystone slider, we have software buttons here that will adjust the image if it's smaller at the top or smaller at the bottom. To the left here, we also have LED status indicators. On the rear of the projector, we'll have our speaker and AC input. We'll also have a USB Type A port, a service port, a PC port, an HDMI 1 port with MHL support, an HDMI 2 port, an audio out port, and then a receiver for the remote control. So let's talk more about that HDMI 1 port, which features MHL technology for supported tablets and smartphones. MHL stands for Mobile High Definition Link. MHL technology allows you to connect your tablet or smartphone directly to the projector for direct display. This allows you to use your phone as a streaming device, remote, game console, or controller. Next, we have the remote, which is compact and comfortable to hold. Although there are many buttons, only a few are used on a regular basis. In the top black section, we have buttons for quick input switching. Underneath this, we have playback buttons, and then we have a menu button, which allows for accessing and changing settings. Now, when it comes to connecting power to the 2150, the supplied power cable fits snug into the back of the projector. Now, as for devices I'll be connecting, I'll be using a Google Chromecast Ultra in the HDMI 1 MHL port and an Xbox One in the HDMI 2 port. Now, coming soon, I'll be unboxing a Chromecast with Google TV, and I'm going to use that in the HDMI 1 MHL port, so stay tuned for that video. So let's talk performance. Initial startup does require time for the projector to reach optimal brightness. The 2150 features 2500 lumens white and 2500 lumens color, which is great for bright conditions. Now, the projected image is affected by excessive lighting, but is overall impressive. And then there is night performance, which is great as expected. So let's talk about sound. Now, again, the 2150 features that built-in speaker, but it's unimpressive as expected. So that being said, with the 2150, you're going to want to use external speakers and just look for speakers that support audio out. Next, we have projector noise, and that's because the 2150 has a fan in the front here. Now, when that fan is running, it's actually reasonably quiet, and you have to pay close attention to hear it. Also, you're going to be having the external speakers going, so they're going to be overpowering the fan noise overall. But here is a sound clip if you want to see what the fan sounds like. So final thoughts. The Epson Home Cinema 2150 is a nice kit with great performance. Daylight performance with this projector is really good, although it's difficult to demonstrate with videos or pictures because my camera naturally changes the lighting. A huge benefit of projection is a more immersive experience. Imagine playing a racing game in driver's perspective or a shooting game in first-person perspective. Now, there are a few cons with projection that you would expect. First, we have startup time, which is 45 seconds to a minute, and that could seem like forever when you're waiting to watch your TV show. And again, this projector does work really well in excessive light, but the thing to remember is even with excessive lighting, it does affect the projected image. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, there are 3 ways to support the channel. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link found in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would like to buy, and anything that you do buy from the storefront does support the channel. The next way you can support the channel is just by sharing this video with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way you can support the channel is just by clicking that subscribe button. Now, liking and subscribing are important. Those are your ways to vote on whether you like the video or the channel. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers. If new viewers see lots of likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the videos are helpful and the channel is worth watching. So that is pretty much it. And until next time, Leon checking out.